Most people don't realize how much of their personal information is being bought and sold every day. Data brokers are making millions pulling details about you from public records and the internet, then packaging and selling it, usually without your consent. That's how your information lands in the hands of scammers, spammers, even stalkers. It's why you get endless robocalls and why ads seem to follow you everywhere. That's where Aura comes in. Aura actively removes your data from broker sites and keeps it off. They also instantly alert you if your information shows up in a breach or on the dark web. But Aura goes beyond data protection. With one app, you get a VPN, antivirus, password manager, spam call protection, dark web monitoring, and even up to $5 million in identity theft insurance, all backed by 24/7 U.S.-based fraud support. Other companies might just sell credit monitoring or just a VPN. Aura gives you all of it, together at the same price competitors charge for just one service. Start your free trial today at aura.com/hidden. Protect yourself now at aura.com/hidden.
Radio Metropolis. Welcome to the Suspense Radio Podcast here on Radio Metropolis. The Thing in the Window is the episode we're about to hear tonight originally from January 27th, 1949. It's one of the more critically acclaimed episodes of Suspense that originally aired on December 19th, 1946 with Joseph Cotten in the lead role. But the January 27th, 49 broadcast you're about to hear is a famous retelling of that story. The character, Martin Ames, is now played by Robert Montgomery. And Ames is an out-of-work, self-involved actor who believes he can see a dead body sitting in a chair in the window of the apartment across the courtyard. Scenario sounds a little familiar, doesn't it? It was written by Lucille Fletcher, who gives us the classic Sorry, Wrong Number and The Hitchhiker. And this story predates the classic, which one am I talking about? You're right. Rear Window. That's what this sounds like. And it will be very similar because it has that voyeurism angle and it completely turns this Rear Window aspect inside out. Although there is no direct correlation with Hithcock and Fletcher, I find it interesting that two of Hitchcock's best-known films, Rear Window and Dial M for Murder, closely resemble Fletcher's story tonight, as well as her classic Sorry, Wrong Number. And I'm sure Hitchcock took the woman in peril theme that Fletcher set up so beautifully here in her stories and ran away with it, put his own spin on it, due to the success of Fletcher's stories. So, was it a direct steal? No. Was it heavily inspired? You bet it was. The apartment is actually occupied by two seemingly innocent women. And that's for you to decide as we go along here. Now, what you're about to hear will be the ultimate in suspense because we never know, really, who is telling the truth. Is Ames being deceived by an elaborate and cruel bait and switch to drive him mad? Or is he truly mad and either imagining this whole scenario or is he using this situation for his own means? So many options here. This is Lucille Fletcher at her best. This is also Robert Montgomery's first episode back on Suspense after taking over the ill-fated hour-long version of Suspense, if you recall, as both producer and host in early 1948. We covered those podcasts not too long ago. It only lasted a few months before they went back to the successful half-hour format with new sponsor Autolite. Robert Montgomery had a long and successful career and was considered to be one of the best-dressed men in Hollywood who never carried a wallet because the bulge in his pocket, would ruin the drape of his suits. That's why he would never carry a wallet. Dwight D. Eisenhower ran for president in 1952 and Montgomery was his television coach, telling him how to dress and act before the cameras, which was key in his winning debates. Same for JFK as well, too, about a decade later. He was instrumental in exposing the criminal activities of union official Willie Morris Bioff of the International Association of Theatrical Stage Employees, better known as IATSE. Bioff was working to help Chicago gangster Al Capone take over the union. Montgomery, to his dismay, had a daughter who would be even more famous than he was in our pop culture. Matter of fact, I think we know her a lot better than we know him. And that would be future Bewitched star Elizabeth Montgomery. While they were both Hollywood royalty, not at the same time, but they became that. She became that. Their off-screen relationship was very complicated, and it was cold, and would be very verbally combative at times. Their issue wasn't a single event. There wasn't a blow-up of things, but it was a lifelong clash of temperaments and values. Robert was a powerhouse in early Hollywood, an Oscar-nominated actor, a high-ranking naval officer, a powerful union president. He was a notorious perfectionist, which means a pain in the ass, right? When Elizabeth decided to follow in his footsteps, he didn't make it easy, as he was reportedly very hard on her in her early performances, often critiquing her harshly rather than giving her fatherly encouragement. And Elizabeth, in turn, worked harder to prove that she just didn't get roles because of him. And that created this competitive energy between them. And on top of that, and probably the most important thing here that causes rifts as we see today in today's world. But then, he was a staunch conservative, and she was about as liberal as you could be in Hollywood in the 50s and 60s without being labeled a communist. The tension went further in her personal choices. Robert disliked her second husband, actor Gig Young, and her third, Bewitched producer William Asher, as to Robert, she was choosing men who represented the new Hollywood, which her father despised. In spite of that, Elizabeth spent much of her life seeking her father's approval while simultaneously resenting his control. This sort of tug of war, this love-hate dynamic, meant that even when they worked together, such as on his show, Robert Montgomery Presents, the atmosphere was very thick, very resentful. But the final thorn in his side, or the final straw on the camel's back, whichever way you want to look at it, was her rise to stardom in Bewitched. And that created a professional jealousy in him, as she went on at that point to become a much bigger star than he ever was. And that was irreparable at that point. When she went on to play Lizzie Borden, Robert said, "Oh yeah, you would." Robert Montgomery died of cancer on September 27th, 1981, at the age of 77. And sadly, he and Elizabeth never reconciled this rift before his death. Elizabeth reportedly didn't even attend his funeral, which was really the final tragic punctuation mark on their relationship. Now, in this episode you're about to hear, they're going to talk about housing shortages. And it's just sort of an off-comment sort of thing, as if everybody knew about it back then, which they did in 1949. There was a focus, especially in New York City, on the housing shortage, the post-World War II housing shortage. And it was estimated that over 2.9 million married veterans nationwide were seeking housing. In New York City, the crisis was so dire that some couples resorted to living in department store windows to protest the lack of home. The crisis led to the Housing Act of 1949, this particular year of this broadcast, aiming to provide a decent home for every family. And although it initiated decades of urban renewal projects in New York City, the result intensified shortages by displacing residents. That is going to play into the plot of this story. That's why. So, with that, let us get on with this exceptional story, as a man claims he can see a dead body sitting in a chair in a window of the apartment across the courtyard, yet no one will believe him. Please go to Apple Podcasts to review these podcasts for us if you like what you hear. I only want you to do it if you like it. I don't want you to do it just as a favor, although I'll take favors. But please, I hope you do like it. And stick around after this episode, as I have a lot to say about this great episode called The Thing in the Window. Originally heard on January 27th, 1949, and you're going to hear it right now here on the Suspense Radio Podcast on Radio Metropolis.
Now, Autolite and its 60,000 dealers and service stations present
Suspense. Tonight, Autolite brings you Mr. Robert Montgomery in The Thing in the Window, a suspense play produced and directed by Anton M. Leader.
Mary?
Yes, Mr. Ames?
Turn that vacuum cleaner off for a minute, will you, and come over here? I want to show you something.
Yes, sir.
Right here, out this window. Now look across the street, directly across the opposite apartment. See that window, about 3 windows in from the left, with kind of blue draperies?
Uh-huh.
There's something sitting there in a chair. Someone. He hasn't moved all night. I think he must be dead.
Dead? Oh, Lord of mercy, Mr. Ames.
Take a good look at him and tell me what you think, Mary.
Okay, but I don't favor looking at no corpses, Mr. Ames. It's unlucky. Now, which window did you say? Third one over. Wished I had my glasses
No,
with me.
over there, where my finger is pointing.
I'm afraid I don't see it yet, Mr. Ames.
No, look. The window with the blue draperies. He's wearing a sort of gray suit. The arm. Can't you see the arm hanging down over the side of the chair?
No, but you got good eyes, Mr. Ames. If you see it, I'm not arguing with you. What you going to do about it, Mr. Ames?
Well, I don't know. I just began to notice it last night. I guess I first have to find out if the man is really dead.
Yeah?
Hello. I'm Martin Ames. Are you the superintendent of this apartment house?
That's what it says on the door.
I've come to inquire about one of your tenants.
What is it you want to know?
Well, I live across the street, and, I'll be frank with you, sir. I've been looking out my window across to this building now for 2.5 days, and there seems to be someone dead in one of the windows.
Yeah? Which window?
Well, it's on the 10th floor. I've counted up from the street, and it's 10 stories up. There's the window with blue draperies, about 3 windows in from the left, facing toward me, that is, and there's a man sitting there, slumped down in a chair.
Just a minute. I'll get out my chart. 10th floor up from the street. That's the 9th floor. The lobby counts 1. We got 3 apartments there along the front of the house. It's in the front.
That's right.
Now, 3 windows in from the left. That'd be 9B. A
Yes.
4-room. No, it couldn't be right. 9B is 2 ladies. And you say this is a man?
Yes.
Young or old?
Well, I can't tell. The face isn't clearly visible. The head's slumped forward, but he's wearing a gray suit, and he's sitting in a high, wing-back chair.
Don't place him.
Well, maybe he doesn't belong in the house. Maybe he was visiting somebody. As I say, this is all conjecture, of course. He may not be dead, but I've watched him a good deal. I'm home a lot in the daytime. My profession, the stage, doesn't take up too much of my time, and it looks mighty suspicious.
Okay. I'll check it.
Do you mind if I stay around?
No. Sit down. I'll give 9B a ring first on the house phone.
Hello?
Miss Landis?
Yes, this is Miss Landis. Who is this?
This is Mr. Anson, the super. Everything all right up there, Miss Landis?
Everything all right? Well, yes, of course.
Okay, Miss Landis. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, that's that. No soap on 9B. 9A is in the country. 9C isn't home. I just saw her go out. I'll go up there a little later and take a look around.
Well, what about this 9A, the people in the country?
Well, maybe. They're an old couple. He could have come back and had a heart attack up there by himself.
Or maybe somebody else. Some other person could have been using the apartment while they were away.
Maybe. I'll take a look in anyway. Only if I got the window straight like you said, it ought to be 9B.
Oh. The 2 single ladies?
Yeah, only it couldn't be them. They're real old maids. Say, if they knew you thought there was a man in that apartment, the 2 of them would just about jump out of their skins.
Well, I don't know what to say. If you're sure, it must be that apartment.
Oh, yeah, that's the place. But you probably just made a little mistake. You know how your eyes can play tricks on you? After all, it is quite a wide street.
No. I don't think I made any mistake.
Anson speaking.
Oh, hello, Mr. Anson. This is Mr. Ames.
Again? It's not there.
But, Mr. Anson...
I checked up on the 3 apartments this morning. No dead bodies in the whole place.
But I can see it. It's still there.
Okay, just where? Just tell me where.
In that same window, the one you said was 9B. Have you gone inside 9B?
No, but I asked them if anybody was sick or dead, and they said no.
You asked them? Why don't you search the apartment?
Me? You mean break in?
No. Just ring the bell and walk in and do it.
Yeah? Not without a search warrant from the police. These apartments, don't belong to me. I just take care of the building for the company.
Well, then let's call the police.
Not me, mister. I didn't see no dead body up there.
Then I will. After all, somebody's got to do something.
I still maintain, officer, these 2 sisters are as refined ladies as you could find anywhere. High-class church-going ladies. They used to teach school up here at PS 13.
Yeah, that don't mean a thing.
And they got a dog in there. Now, will you tell me one dog that would stay for almost a week in a flat with a dead person?
I'm not telling you nothing. All I know, this gentleman, Mr. Ames, reported a stiff over here, and if he says there is one, there is, till it's proved different. Right, Mr. Ames?
Well, I keep seeing the thing day in and day out. I'm not working at the moment at being home so much.
None of the other neighbors have complained. Dead bodies ain't exactly... Okay. Right this way, please. I hope they're home.
Well, if they ain't home, you got a pass key, haven't you?
Yeah, but we're not supposed to use it, though, unless for an emergency.
This is an emergency. The dog bite?
Sometimes.
Quiet, baby, quiet. Yes, who is it?
I'm awful sorry, Miss Landis, but there's been some kind of a mix-up. These 2 gentlemen want to look over your apartment.
But why? It's not for rent.
I know.
Come on. Cut out the palaver. Look, lady, a dead body's been reported sitting in one of your windows.
What?
Yeah. This guy lives across the street, and he's been seeing it over here for a week. So come on now, open up.
Dead body, but that's impossible. My sister and I live here all alone.
Yeah, we know all about it.
Excuse me a minute. I'll call my sister. Vivian!
Come on.
Vivian! It's the police!
Look, lady, I'm not standing here all day. Anson, give me the pass key.
It won't do no good. They got a chain on the door from the inside.
Open up in the name of the law.
How do you do? I'm Vivian Landis. May I ask what this is all about, please?
Certainly, lady. I got a search warrant here and complaint of this gentleman. He says you got a dead body in there.
A dead body? Why, that's perfectly ridiculous.
Yeah, isn't it? But it's been reported, and kindly take that door off the chain and let us through.
Of course. But first, may I ask, how did this peeping Tom see into our apartment? I thought, Mr. Anson, that we were quite private.
He lives across the street on the same level.
Oh? Well, then we shall have to keep our shades down in the future. Although one would think a grown man would have something better to do. But do come in, gentlemen. Make yourselves right at home.
Thanks.
Is he coming in here, too, Mr. Busybody?
No, he doesn't have to if you don't want him to.
Well, I most definitely don't.
Okay, Mr. Ames, you better stay outside.
Yes, but, officer,
Oh, he does want to poke around in our private rooms. Is that it? Maybe he had some ulterior motive in worming his way in. Maybe he's come to get the lay of the land, so he can break in someday to rob us.
Okay. He's not coming in. Now, let's take a look at your window, lady. Ames.
Yes, officer?
What's the big idea?
You didn't find it?
No.
That's very strange.
Yeah? The only thing strange about it is your eyesight. You ought to get your glasses changed.
There wasn't anything in 9B?
No.
I don't understand it. How could I have seen it so distinctly and it not there? But perhaps it isn't in the window now. Perhaps they hid it while we were waiting outside that door.
Hid it? Now, where does one hide a dead body in a 4-room flat? I looked in all the clothes closets, under the sofas, in the chests.
Well, perhaps they got it out with some help. What about that fellow Anson? He acted so nervous and subservient.
Maybe, but I doubt it. Anson's been running this house a long time, and he's a family man. It'd be taking an awful chance.
I see. Well, you probably think that... You know, it's so terrible to keep seeing it and seeing it, feeling that it's slowly decaying in there in secret. Why, the thing could be there for weeks. It's so high above the street, and it only seems to be visible from my apartment. Do you think if you investigated those two women...
Investigated them? How? I searched their flat.
I mean their whereabouts for the last couple of weeks, their backgrounds. Perhaps if you had them followed...
By what right? On the grounds that you say you saw a dead man in the window? There ain't no legal corpus delicti. And don't you think so, my friend?
I know. That's the awful part of it for me. Legally, my hands are tied until the actual body is found, but perhaps it'll never be found. Perhaps it's already being destroyed.
Well, then if it's gone, what have you got to worry about? You won't have to sit and look at it no more.
No, I hope it is. I tell you, it's really getting me down. I haven't slept for nights keeping vigil. I'm in a nervous state, and I haven't been this nervous in years.
Yeah, I can see that. Well, why don't you try forgetting it for a while? Try not to look over into that window, or go away for a change. You done what you could, Mr. Ames. If there is a stiff over there, well, that's my business, ain't it? And if there isn't...
You mean... You think I may be...
I'm not saying nothing, Mr. Ames, but if I was you, I'd try catching up on my night's sleep.
Hello?
Miss Landis, I'm sorry to disturb you at this time of night, but I'm desperate. I haven't anywhere else to turn.
What? Who is this?
This is Mr. Ames, Martin Ames, your neighbor, the one across the street.
Oh.
Now, please don't think me a pest, Miss Landis. I didn't mean to annoy you. It was only because I was so desperate that I initiated this search.
It's quite all right. Goodbye.
No. Now, please don't hang up, because it's worse now than it ever was. Miss Landis, I've been sitting here opposite your apartment, staring into your windows, and I'm only asking you to help me, Miss Landis. Help me just a little.
Help you?
It's still there, Miss Landis.
What is still there?
The dead body in your window.
But there isn't. How dare you, when the police...
I know now. It hasn't anything to do with you. But would you do me just one favor, Miss Landis? Would you go into your living room and check just once more?
I won't. I'll do nothing of the kind. You're out of your mind.
Perhaps I am, Miss Landis. That's what I'm trying to find out.
And anyway, I don't see how you can see in. I pulled the shades down in there yesterday morning.
Yes, I know. They're all down still.
And how can you see?
I can't. At least not the actual body. It's just the silhouette. I'm not maligning you or your sister, Miss Landis. If there's someone dead in there, it's not you who are doing it, but think of me. If you could just be here and look over and see the shadow of those quiet fingers and that shoulder and that head.
Oh, please, stop it. Stop it. It's not here. It isn't.
Tell me just one thing, Miss Landis. There is a chair by that window, though, isn't there?
Yes, there's a chair.
A high-backed wing chair.
Yes.
And have you anything on it? Anything piled up, I mean, like curtains or cushions or a dressmaker's dummy?
Oh, of course not.
Then would you do me just one more favor, Miss Landis, please? As an experiment, would you just go into the living room and move that chair away from that window?
If I do it, will you stop pestering us? Will you let us alone forever?
Yes, if it works.
What do you mean? Do you mean
I
that...
can't tell you, Miss Landis, until you move the chair.
Oh, all right. I moved it away from the window. It's at the other end of the room, and there's nothing in it. It's empty.
I see. Well, thank you very much, Miss Landis. I know what I have to do now.
You mean...
Yes, Miss Landis. It's still there. Oh, Miss Landis.
Where is it? I want to see it at once.
Yes, Miss Landis, come in. I do hope you'll excuse my appearance. I've just passed another sleepless night.
So has my sister, and so have I. What do you mean by all this business, Mr. Ames? You've frightened my poor sister nearly to death, seeing things that aren't there when you know they're not.
I know they're not. I wish they weren't. I wish to heaven I'd never looked out that window. I wish these walls were solid stone, and your walls, too.
You're a sick man, Mr. Ames.
Oh, am I? I wish I were. But I'm perfectly sane and well. I went to a psychiatrist yesterday, and guess what he told me? There's nothing wrong with me, nothing.
I can't believe that.
To you, I suppose it's a form of madness to persist in seeing this hideous image. But not to me, Miss Landis. I've finally come to an entirely different conclusion.
And what is that?
The supernatural.
The supernatural? A ghost? What nonsense, Mr. Ames.
Yes, I suppose it is nonsense to you, isn't it? You've been a school teacher. You believe in logic, common sense, the things that give a pretense of solidity to this frail little life of ours. But I'm an artist. I've always had a feeling for the thing beyond, the intangible, the shadowy. And sometimes out of the shadows we glimpse the yawning fangs of the eternal.
You put things rather oddly, Mr. Ames. Just exactly what do you mean?
Simply this. I checked on that building with the real estate agents yesterday afternoon after I'd left my psychiatrist, and there was a murder.
In our apartment?
The report didn't say. You know how they try to hush these things up, but it was a man, a young man, the lover of one of the tenants, a Miss Sweetser.
Sweetser? Why, that's the name of the people who lived there before us. But they were an elderly couple, Mr. and Mrs. Sweetser. I never saw any Miss Sweetser.
She died. She was the daughter. She killed herself afterwards by jumping out one of the windows.
Oh, how perfectly awful.
It's rather a ghastly coincidence, isn't it?
Was it out our window?
Who knows? She must have been a very neurotic person, though, this Miss Sweetser. Half-crazed almost with love or jealousy. I checked on the details in an old newspaper. She cut his throat, nearly decapitated him. And it said that when they lifted his body out of the chair later...
Excuse me, Mr. Ames. I'd rather not hear. I still can't believe... If there is something, if there could possibly be something, why haven't we seen it, too? Why should you...
Haven't you seen it, Miss Landis?
No.
You're sure? Never? Perhaps in the middle of the night, getting up and passing that room, seeing that chair outlined against the window, just in passing, perhaps? You've never had a glimpse?
No! I really must be going.
No. Please stay and look at it. I want you to see it out of my window.
My sister Elaine, she's so nervous. I just can't leave her alone so long.
But then how will I know, Miss Landis? I thought you came here especially. It'll only take a minute. It's right here in this bedroom. I just have to let up the Venetian blind. Miss Landis! Miss Landis? Hello? Sergeant? This is Ames, Martin Ames. I just called to let you know that I think you're right about that good night's sleep. Yes, I'm going away tomorrow for a long rest, shutting up my apartment. Yes, I'm all tied up in knots. I don't know what to think. Oh, they did. Yes, I saw the moving van in front of the house, but I didn't know it was those sisters. Couldn't take it, eh? Well, I can't take it much longer myself.
Well, Marty, bravo, bravissimo, old boy.
Shh, not so loud. Why all the mystery? The superintendent here doesn't like me.
I should think he would not like you, grabbing this beautiful apartment right from under his nose. He probably had it promised to a friend.
But you've got it now, Ronald, just as I said.
So I have, old boy, so I have. And it's beautiful. I'm crazy about it. You've outdone yourself. You've been more than generous.
Think nothing of it, Ronald. I'm glad to do it. For such a distinguished colleague.
It certainly was nice of you. And I wish I could do something in return, Marty. I really do. Perhaps that play I'm doing next season. There's a part in it, a very small part, but very necessary.
Thanks just the same, but I'm doing pretty well just now, Ronald.
How?
Do you, like the place, Ronald?
Like it? Look at that living room, those gorgeous casement windows. It's like a stage. And what a place for parties. I don't know how you found it, Marty, in this housing shortage. You must have a sweetheart in the real estate business.
Oh, I managed.
Why, when your call came, I wouldn't trust this to anyone but myself. I left the whole cast just standing there on the stage while I came over. Tell me, how did you do it?
Oh, it's rather a long story. Let's sit down, shall we? Here, in the living room. No. You take the chair.
Oh.
I guess they must have left it when they moved out. Well, to be frank, Ronald, I got this apartment by a ruse.
A ruse? What kind of a ruse?
Oh, it was a nasty one, all right. I frightened the last tenants away. I told them I saw a dead man sitting here in this window.
Oh, No, not really. How clever of you. But of course, there wasn't.
No, of course not. I made him up out of whole cloth. You see, I live across the street, directly across, in that apartment with the striped curtains.
Oh.
They were very scary women. I used to watch them from my own place, always going to bed early, always pulling down the shades at night.
I know the type.
Then there was this chair by the window. That very one that you're sitting in now.
Really?
One night, just sitting there late, I got an amusing thought. There was a kind of shadow across the chair that night. Reminded me a little bit of a corpse. It came to me that it might be fun to create a part, a character, a corpse that wasn't there.
I don't follow you quite.
Some actors need a play, Ronald, to create a role. Others, the great ones, work out their own dramas. I proceeded to invent a part for myself. I was the eyewitness, the innocent bystander across the street who saw the corpse in here. I kept seeing it, and finally, by the power of suggestion, it became real enough to frighten them away.
It's very clever, but rather drastic.
Not at all. Proved my point, didn't it?
Oh, yes.
And it got you the apartment.
Well, really, that was very kind.
I've always hoped we'd be neighbors, Ronald. As a matter of fact, the whole idea for this thing came to me on that day last May when you turned me down for that part. Outside of Sardis, do you remember? You said you were looking for a place then.
Did I?
Oh, yes. It was then that I first thought how nice it would be to see you. Right across the street, sitting in this window. I simply had to bring it about. That was the night I went to work on the thing in earnest.
My...
No, Ronald, don't get up. I'm not through.
Oh, really, old boy? I'm afraid the gang at the theater, they don't even know I'm here.
They'll wait. People always wait for you, don't they, Ronald? I could call them for you, of course, but the phone's been disconnected.
I'm afraid which way's the door, old boy? Really, Marty, it's been very kind
What's
of you.
the matter? Don't you like the apartment? Aren't you going to take it after all my work?
Oh, yes, I like it very much, but The door's locked.
Yes, Ronald. I'm afraid you'll have to find your way out. Alone! That'll keep you quieter. Silence always became you better than all that ranting and glibness and charm, Ronald. And now, I've got the part for you. A part to end all parts. You play it, of course, entirely in a chair. There isn't much action, not a line to say. You just sit, Ronald. You sit in this chair by the window. It'll be the greatest performance of your career. You liked to hog all the fattest roles for yourself, didn't you? Well, this is a part that's been talked about up and down this street for weeks. You'll play the part of a ghost, of a corpse that never was, an hallucination in my brain. And who'll be your audience? I will. I, the insignificant, outmoded ham who wasn't fit to appear in your precious plays, but good enough to put you here. Who's the better actor now, Ronald? Goodbye, Ronald. No one will see me go out, but I'll see you across the street.
Okay, Miss Landers, I got the pass key right here.
That's so kind of you, Mr. Ransom. Personally, I begged her to leave the old thing here and have you throw it out, but Elaine listened.
It's Mr. Ames.
Ames?
Yes, I was just going. I couldn't resist coming up and making one final check just for myself. The door seemed to be open, and anyway, the illusion's quite vanished. Quite. There's nothing there.
Really, Mr. Ames? That's good. All right, Mr. Ransom. Will you ask the moving men to go in there now and take away the chair?
Thank you, Robert Montgomery, for a splendid performance.
It has been a great pleasure to return to Suspense, and I wish to thank the splendid cast which Tony Leader assembled for tonight's performance. Too, I want to call your attention to the very unusual program planned for next week, when radio's outstanding theater of thrills will bring you Jim and Marion Jordan, Fibber McGee and Molly, and a special story called Backseat Driver, another gripping story in
Suspense.
Robert Montgomery may currently be seen in the Warner Brothers picture June Bride. Tonight's suspense play was written by Lucille Fletcher. Music was composed by Lucien Moraweck and conducted by Lud Gluskin. The entire production was under the direction of Anton M. Leader. Remember Thursday, hear Fibber McGee and Molly in Backseat Driver. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
And that was The Thing in the Window from January 27th, 1949, here on the Suspense Radio Podcast on Radio Retropolis. The great twist here is Ames fabricated the entire story just to get the two women to move out so he can take it over. Just to murder his very successful actor rival, former friend, I'm assuming, this guy named Ronald, whom he bitterly despises. Talk about an elaborate scheme. Ronald moves in. Again, this is where the housing shortage came in. Remember, we're talking about that? Because Ronald needed a place. Ames murders him and then leaves his body sitting in the exact chair he had been pointing at all along. So the beautifully written twist here is that he set up his own alibi by proclaiming to see a body in the window over and over and over again, knowing that there wasn't one there, but to have others think that there may have been something there, maybe somebody moved it, just to prove that he was perhaps being duped. And when people start thinking that, then he can carry out his scheme to murder the rival and place him in the chair, thereby claiming, I did see something after all. It wasn't me that was crazy. It was you that was crazy. I told you there was somebody there. The perfect murder. But of course, not quite. Perfect plans lead to unexpected results, as we heard. So the question here, as this was done twice, as I mentioned, this particular episode, this version of the episode, who did it better? Was it Robert Montgomery or Joseph Cotten? If you remember the Joseph Cotten version of it from our original podcast, which aired in 1946. Well, let me tell you what critics say. Joseph Cotten was the master of the quietly sinister protagonist. He played Martin Ames with a subtle, mounting obsession that made the character's eventual descent into sociopathy feel chillingly plausible. Now, Robert Montgomery, on the other hand, gave what is considered a much more over-the-top theatrical performance. He absolutely did here. Cotten played him cold and calculated. Montgomery was explosive and impulsive. That was basically the difference. The majority of radio critics and fans throughout the years believed that this version was the best, and that was 1946's one with Joseph Cotten. It's considered the definitive performance, as Cotten had this natural knack for playing charming but sinister characters. Montgomery's performance that we heard was still highly regarded, but they called it, and this is interesting because this isn't my words, it's a psychological shouter. I never heard that term before, but that fits. Critics often found this version slightly more forced, though many fans of Montgomery's intense style preferred his man-on-the-edge energy. However, the overall consensus, as I said, felt his descent into madness was played a bit more heightened. And there we go. Still, a great story, a great script, one of the best. That was The Thing in the Window from January 27th, 1949, here on the Suspense Radio Podcast on Radio Retropolis.